All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out. Another great turnout. I'm Mike Fisher. It's CJ Fernandez and Jason Ani. Same three that were here last time. I think that was September 4th. How many of you were here on September 4th? Can you raise your hand? Very good. So this is great. We have a lot of returning people and we have a good number of new folks. So it's perfect. That wasn't the only input we got. As Mike said, they've been meeting along the corridor with business owners. People have submitted responses on the website, so there's lots of information we're gathering. So when we looked at all of that, we came up with 5 design team, what we call our summary of the issues, because as we approach the design, we have to look at sort of what are our target elements on the corridor itself. So first is the lack of enclosure, which is a vertical situation. I'll show you some images just to give you a picture of what I'm talking about just in a minute. A lack of definition in many places, which is a horizontal issue. Stormwater deficiencies, as CJ just talked about. There are places that we think the roadway is too wide given the function it's being asked to serve. And then pedestrian infrastructure is just missing in key locations. So those being our kind of top 5 summaries as we look at the corridor itself. And then this image kind of shows all of them in a way. There's some lack of definition, some lack of enclosure. There's pedestrian infrastructure missing in bits and pieces here. Roadway might be too wide at this point, and stormwater deficiencies. So just to kind of as an illustration. So the first thing we want to do then, as we start embarking on the design, is say, what's our primary goal? When all is said and done, no matter what we do on this corridor or right around the corridor, what's the goal we're trying to achieve? Make sure we're all on the same page. And what we came away with is our goal is to foster and enhance the existing Grand Marais village character. And if we can, whatever we propose on this roadway, if we can make that happen, then in a sense we've been successful.
And in the end, what we're hoping to do through the process is go through design concepts and in an open format where we can get your feedback at this stage and make revisions as needed and start to funnel down the options and what the community is saying so that there's support to move these ideas forward. So in the case that this project would become reality, or it could even foster fundraising and to expedite the process of making changes on the road, the community and the city has a benchmark from which to evaluate any design. We are essentially investigating the corridor and vetting out design that may have a real applicable future, something that could be built. We're looking at grades, we're looking at appropriate road geometrics, and we're founding this all in a community process. This is not pre-design. This is not pre-engineering for the road. This is steps before that. So we're at our second phase in our second meeting, and we've developed 2 concepts that explore a whole variety of ideas. And we don't look at these options as pick one or the other. We look at these 2 options as exploring different treatments for a mile stretch of road. We want to have the discussion on this doesn't work, this works. They're essentially to compare and contrast against each other so that we can get a better idea of what's working, what isn't. We will take these and go throw them away if we need to. There's nothing sacred here. It's an educational process. And so if we're doing things and making moves that we think are going in the right direction, we know some of them aren't going to work, and so we need to hear about that.